January 31st in 1906, an 8.0 magnitude earthquake, one of the largest ever recorded, happened off the coast of South America in the Pacific Ocean. Its waveforms were observed at tide gauge stations as far away as Japan and the United States. The earthquake created a tidal wave that caused destruction and death across many port towns and villages, except one. A small barrier island in the middle of it all was spared. Father Bernardino Garcia of the Conception, who at the time was in the city of Panama, gave the following testimony regarding the terrible cataclysm that struck the area. Unexpectedly, an enormous wave, we refer to them as tsunamis today, crashed into the port, reached into the market area and destroyed everything. Boats that had been drawn up on shore were picked up and hurled long distances away, causing heavy losses. The small island of Tumaco was spared by a miracle thanks to the faith of the people and the blessing with the Blessed Sacrament by Father Gerardo Larondo. On January 31st, 1906, on the small island of Tumaco at 10 o'clock in the morning, the earth shook violently for almost 10 minutes. All the inhabitants of the village ran to the church and begged the priest, Father Gerardo Larondo, to lead a procession with the Blessed Sacrament. The sea was rising and had already engulfed part of the beach. It had plunged inland 1.5 kilometers, and a mountainous wall of water was building up and threatening to drown everyone and everything in one gigantic wave. Father Gerardo consumed the small hosts in the ciborium and set the large host aside. He called out to his people, "Let us go, my people. Let us go toward the beach, and may God have pity on us." Comforted by the presence of the Eucharistic Christ, they began their march, weeping and crying out to God. Scarcely had Father Larondo reached the beach with the monstrance in hand when he advanced courageously to the water's edge, and as the wave came rushing in, he calmly raised the sacred host and traced the sign of the cross. It was a moment of tremendous solemnity. The wave hesitated, paused and backed off. Father Larondo and Father Julian alongside him saw what was transpiring, and the people, overjoyed, cried out, "Miracle! Miracle!" In truth, a force beyond that of nature prevailed. The mighty wall of water that threatened to wipe the village of Tumaco off the face of the earth was halted and began to recede, and the sea resumed its normal level. The inhabitants of Tumaco were overcome with joy at having been saved from death by the favor of Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. Prayers of fervent thanks poured out. The miracle of Tumaco became known across the world, and Father Larondo received letters from Europe asking for his prayers.